where things seem to have fallen down a bit are on some of the things that you campaigned on. For example, some of the councillors I talked to yesterday mentioned the recall legislation in particular, where it really wasn't a priority for them.
No.
And but it came to the table anyway. And I just wonder, you know, is it on those kinds of issues, maybe not ones that are like the arena or the casino, that sort of thing. Is it those issues that really people, there's a dysfunction between yourself and council?
Well,
or a lack of cooperation, maybe?
Well, if you look at it, you know, I mean, there were a lot of voters that wanted that platform to come in. I mean, there was 25,000 of them. And I think that's what people expect of the entire council. So I think that's probably where there's a bit of, you know, I mean, recall's new. Recall's something new. It's not punitive as far as, you know, it takes a lot for people to come out and be recalled. But it is an option. And I was bringing it forward because I thought it would be something new in our, just, you know, get a conversation started. And there wasn't any harm in passing it, I'll tell you right now.
But there wasn't a whole lot of conversation about it. It's the one thing. It came to the council.
Yeah, I told them I was going to bring it up with Kathleen Wynn, and I did. And she said it's a very interesting conversation. She said we would probably look at doing it, you know, municipally and provincially and federally. She said it's a good conversation. So I brought it back to council to see if we could pass a resolution which could go to other. And nobody was interested. So
the impression I get is that a lot of councillors felt like it was aimed at them, that because they weren't sort of on board with some of the things you wanted to do,
that was not the case. No. I mean, it's all about leadership, right? And it's all about, I mean, if you're the first municipality in Ontario to do something like that, you know what? When I brought it forward at in Ottawa, I made CBC News. I did, because it was, you know, people were going, oh, I never thought of that. So that's the way things get started. That's the way. I'm not afraid of recall. I'm going to tell you honestly. If somebody decides they don't want me in, well, they have a voice, right? They have it at the election, but sometimes the elections are too late. So, and there's a lot of people I talked to at AIM not. There's a misconception too that, you know, it was a big topic. It wasn't a big topic. This is people I was talking to when I was meeting them and stuff. And there was a lot of interest in it. They said, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. So, you know.
Some of the councillors I talk to wonder why you're focusing on something like recall when they say you're not really engaged in what's going on in the wards.
Oh, absolutely. That's a fallacy, because I have actually been to 2 CAN meetings in the last 6 months, and I do know what's going on in the wards. In fact, a lot of people tell me what's going on in the wards, and I also know what's going on in the wards. So that's a bunch of nonsense. I'm out in the community a lot. And if anybody would take the time to look at my Facebook and see what I'm doing and where I'm going, perhaps they need to get engaged. Yeah, that's just totally unfair. And I can tell you the CAN meetings I've been to the one out in Zilda. Okay, know what they're going through with their Whitewater Lake and all the other stuff that they're doing. And I was just at the one in Dowling, and we're working on some issues with them and with Claude Berthiaume. So that's a bunch of crap. And this weekend I'm going to Dowling, to the Cavalcade of Colors. I go around in this community a lot. I shop in Capriol. I'm around a lot. People, oh, I'm in Lively. You know, I go all over the place. So that is garbage.
Keeping on the theme of why some councillors have told me that, you know, there's some hostility.
Yeah.
It's one of the issues that comes up a lot is your relationship with the Greater Sudbury Taxpayers Association, and I wonder if you can sort of clear the air on that. I know that Paul Demers played a role in your campaign, and he plays a role in there. And a lot of their priorities line up with some of your promises.
Yeah.
And the GSTA is extremely hostile towards council, and openly so.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's not a source of hostility. And just for the record, I wonder if you can tell me what your relationship with them is.
Well, actually, Paul did work on my campaign. They do their own thing. They're a separate organization. I don't have anything to do with them. Can't control them. It's not my thing. Because we're aligned, well, gee, maybe they worked on my campaign, you know? Maybe they believe in the things that I, you know, put together. So let's be really clear and let's be really honest about that campaign. A lot of it was driven by me, about some of the issues that were happening here. You know, and this crap about leadership, I've basically had enough with that. And I've also had enough with experience. I worked here for 17 years. I defy anybody to go and work in a sewage treatment plant, to go pothole patching, to do half the stuff that I've done. And I know every staff person here. And they tell me what's going on. So that is nonsense. And it's very disrespectful when people, you know, put you down like that. That's terrible. And I've had enough. I'm just done. And I'm going to tell you something too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's a two-way street. And if people want respect, they've got to show respect.
Yeah, you seem frustrated by the disrespect that...
Absolutely. These little games, this is garbage. This is absolute garbage. You know what? And it's disrespectful to the taxpayers of this community. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need this nonsense. I was just at Mine Expo, okay? I was so proud of our people who were there. Companies that are working hard, very hard for our city. They were first class. It was just such a joy to see that. They had displays, they had stuff that was international. You know, there were jobs happening. We had the Nevada, Canada Business Council complimenting us on the Sudbury Rocks night. We're very intrigued. They want to do some partnering with us. You know, This is the kind of stuff that we need to do. This garbage that's going on, you know what? If people aren't happy, leave, resign.
Is there a way to sort of repair the relationship with council? I mean, would a summit or some sort of special meeting like Lunch
I don't think that would help. I don't see there's a lot of support with a lot of the councillors. I mean, you looked at Claude Berthiaume, he said, you know, what's that going to do? I think everybody's just got to put their differences aside. I'm not some big ogre that, you know, I'm different, and that's too bad. I want to see change for the city. I want to see a lot of stuff happening, and I think they do too. But let's put the political agendas aside, the personal political agendas aside, and move forward. It's enough nonsense, and it's not helping our city. We talk about image. This kind of garbage is not helping our image. And that's why I said we need to take full responsibility. And I will take responsibility for it. As far as holding hands and singing Kumbaya, that's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We need to just, move forward. Just move forward. And go with the things that are important to this city. And keep your personal stuff out of it. I don't care if somebody hates my guts. At the end of the day, we're here, we're voted in by taxpayers, for the taxpayers, to do the job that we were elected to do.
What do you see as the core root of the problem? Do you think that maybe, you know, at the very beginning there were some people who were just determined not to work with you?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's from the get-go it's been like that?
Absolutely, I was told. You know? And it's been 2 years. Get over it. Because it's not doing you any good. We need to start focusing on the big picture. And that's the only way we're going to be successful. You look at some of the good stuff, like taxes are lower, because I've been fighting for that. We've been fighting for it as a council. You know, to accountability. We put in a nutrition policy. Those are good things. Those are things that are going to help us along the way. We've got to build our base now, while the city's in good shape, because mining is cyclical. You're going to hit the bad times. And I want to be prepared for that. Our city deserves that.